Disney Plus preview features the likes of WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's all coming up next here on NBA Heroes.
Yes, Stephen, this one is coming in from Screen Rant, but as you did say, the actual meat and bones of this conversation is really all coming from the big game spot, if you like. Super Bowl night really does breed a whole array of different trailers for a wide array of different movies and whatnot. We got Black Widow, we'll be speaking about that shortly as well, but we got this sort of amazing little mishmash of different TV spots for obviously the upcoming Disney Plus TV shows. I really enjoyed this trailer. Yeah. I really enjoyed the brief look we got at WandaVision. This TV show, more than most probably, has stole the limelight in the last few weeks and months. Just the first shots of obviously Wanda Maximoff and Vision, black and white, this sort of Pleasantville 1940s, 50s vibe. And then we get to see that moving in the actual trailer, and it's, I think he says to her, welcome home or something, or welcome back. And then it's an amazing little cut. There's about 4 or 5 versions of Wanda appear before the blink of an eye, within the blink of an eye, if I can get my phrases right. I never can. And there's so much going on. It's like a jump between Pleasantville and, I don't know, some god-awful 1970s TV show. What is
Brady
that?
Bunch,
The Brady Bunch, yeah, that was the one. I was trying to think of that X-Files episode. It's just amazing, this look at the actual WandaVision TV show. There is much more in there. We get to see Loki, we get to see Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
There is something going on there, which I'll get into shortly. But what was your thoughts on this trailer?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely
fantastic.
Loved it, John. It was a good way. It's just coming at the right time for us here in the UK as well. As you know, Disney Plus is hitting our little television screens next month. I think we both said when we saw this preview, I don't want to call it a trailer, it's not a trailer, it's a promotion for the service, but both of us did notice the sheer quality that was put into this little minute clip, if you like. But it does give us an idea of how good these shows are going to look, whether or not they're actually going to be good, quality writing and stuff like that. We'll find out, but I have no doubts they will be. WandaVision, John, it looks crazy, but it's going to be, it is, we're getting into different dimensions and stuff like that, and it's something that I don't know too much about. I know more about, obviously, the Falcon, the Winter Soldier, how that's going to play out. I think that's more predictable. It's interesting to see. It looks like Sam's doing a bit of training with the shield at the very start. So we'll see how. That was
an amazing shot.
Yeah, wasn't it? And just throwing that shield like a frisbee, and I think he's trying to aim for the tree. I don't know.
How heavy is this shield? That's something I
think it would be pretty heavy, but
it's a strong boy.
Yeah, and I think we get a clip of Loki at the end as well, which we'll get into, but the one that stands out for me is WandaVision. I think this looks very impressive. It's going to be surreal, it's going to be crazy, it's going to leave you time to think about what you've just watched as well, I can imagine. But all looks great, John. It's going to be a big year for Disney Plus. Not just here in the UK for its release. We're obviously going to be getting the Mandalorian, etc. But for the Marvel stuff, because this is going to be it's going to be connected to the MCU. This is the difference. This isn't the Marvel stuff we saw on Netflix, which was always a separate entity. Not according to the Netflix stuff. They were hanging on to the coattails of the MCU for long enough, and the MCU were just swiping them away every opportunity. They have nothing to do as users. We're adopted, So I think this is the real thing now, and it's interesting as well because we're seeing characters we've seen on film now in television. So that's going to be very interesting to see. I don't think we've seen this yet.
No.
Obviously, we will eventually.
Briefly in the Infinite Universe or whatever it's called.
Peggy Carter had a series, and obviously the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing as well, that to an extent, but I'm talking about big players here, the likes of Loki, the likes of Vision, the likes of, Wanda in there as well. It's just going to be, it's going to be a different take on these characters, and because it is a television show as well, we've got more time to invest in these characters as well, get to understand them. I'm still not entirely sure how WandaVision, this whole scenarios came about and how it fits into what we've already seen and where it's going to fit going forward as well.
Well, Stephen, I'm not hugely aware of what Scarlet Witch's abilities are. I know she's very powerful.
Yeah.
We were speaking about it before we came on.
I'm calling her Wanda as if I know her, but I meant Scarlet Witch.
Yes. She nearly killed Thanos. She was probably the closest to overpowering Thanos at the end of Endgame. I mean, you'd seen the strength of this guy. I think he's a semi-deviant, half-deviant or something, or eternal. I don't think he's an eternal deviant. He's like a demigod. He was single-handedly taking on, obviously, Thor, Captain America and Iron Man. And then she came in and nearly overpowered him. So, very powerful character. She's grieving the loss of, obviously, Vision. Maybe she's somehow been able to manipulate the universe or multiverse theory, if you like, and then go in and just spend time with him. I don't know, but it seems strange from that brief little snippet that it was almost Vision welcoming her as if he'd maybe drawn her there or something. I don't know, but I don't think that's what's happened. I think she's maybe dabbled. She's went into an alternate universe, many universes, and he said welcome home, and she's surprised that she's actually met him again, and maybe I don't know what's going to go on. I'm hypothesising heavily,
and you
here,
wonder if Doctor Strange has got any role in this as well, John.
Oh, there's talk that Benedict is coming into the TV show at some point, probably later on, to rescue her, and then that's all going to bleed over as sort of a great continuation into the multiverse of madness. I can't wait to see it, man, for all the reasons you says. All of these TV shows, we've seen it with The Mandalorian. The standard in filmmaking, the standard in storytelling, that was simplistic in parts of Mandalorian, but it felt very Star Wars. Probably more Star Wars than 80-90% of the actual Disney Star Wars movies. The scale of it, the actual CGI, all looked like it could pop up onto a big cinema, a theatre screen if you like, and you wouldn't notice any demonstrable difference in quality.
No.
Really enjoyed The Mandalorian, and if these are half as good, then we're in for a real win here. I've seen a lot of bitches out there whinging about Kevin Feige's comments over you're going to get left behind if you don't consume these Disney Plus TV shows. You have to watch these to keep a pace with the MCU. I can't think of any Marvel fan out there who's a fan of the MCU who ain't going to watch these TV shows, and yet you still had little bitches, as I said.
They do have a streaming service to promote as well, John,
exactly.
so he's not going to say anything different, is he?
Yeah, but Stephen, that's what I was going to get into as well. The fact that they've took the WandaVision writer and she's writing the new Captain Marvel 2 movie, that shows real belief in what they're doing with these TV shows. If they're bringing over the talent from the TV shows into the cinematic universe, it shows they have confidence in what they're doing.
Yeah.
But probably the least we've seen was probably Loki. And this, I think he came right at the end. He made a comment about, I can't wait to see you burn or something. So it was brief, very, very brief. And I think they don't want to give too much away for this character's story, because he's probably going to go on a journey and a half. And his journey to come back into the main universe of the MCU it's going to be lots of spoilers. You don't want to give away anything. We've got eagle-eyed bitches out there. I keep calling people bitches, sorry about that. It's true, and we'll get into that later on with another topic. Some people just spot everything.
Yeah.
And it's regarding Black Widow, incidentally. But look, the fact that he's not got so much, and it's probably just because his story is cloak and daggers. You need to keep it very quiet. We have got a synopsis released, though. I do believe it's a separate little article. I'm trying to find it. They're saying I've got a synopsis. I can't actually see the synopsis, so they're telling fibs here. No, they're not. There it is there. In Marvel Studios, Loki, the mercurial villain Loki, resumes his role as a god of mischief in a new series that takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame. That's it. Wow. So, tell us something we didn't know.
Yeah, the sun is hot.
Yeah, the sun is hot. The god of mischief. He lives. He's wreaking havoc. He's still the guy we knew back in the original Avengers. He's not developed into that lovable rogue.
We kind of knew that. You know, if his exit in the Endgame, you know, the way he just disappeared. I mean, this is the TV show. So I can't wait to see him again, John. You know, he's Tom Hiddleston. He's one of our national treasures now here in the UK, and he's such a likeable guy as well. He's a very talented guy. If you've ever seen him on the Graham Norton show, he's in impersonations are second to none, especially Bob De Niro. But this show, I think there has to be an element of mystery around this as well at this stage, because, well, we know what this guy's like, and the fact this headline says return as the god of mischief is stating the obvious. We know what he's like, so we don't really need to know too much about the character, because we know the character. I don't really want to know too much about the story
No.
either. I would rather this kept under wraps till it's premiered. So
Same old.
I am looking forward to this
Short.
just as much as WandaVision, just as much as Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's just going to be a big year. I can't wait to see these series. And this Disney Plus preview that I think it just dropped today, which is yesterday, the time this show goes out. It's just the right tonic we need, certainly here in the UK, because we're all buzzing for the Disney Plus launch over here as well, and getting to see this as well for later on in the year it's just perfect.
Yeah, Stephen, he says it dropped here. It didn't drop on the shores of Britain, though. We got shitey adverts. I stayed up and watched the Super Bowl to its conclusion, despite being a Patriots man. I wanted Jimmy G to win for the 49ers. Didn't happen. Can't begrudge the Chiefs though. But look, I digress. Who cares about that nonsense? We didn't get the adverts. I didn't see this until before the show, incidentally. Didn't even know it existed. You'd seen it before me.
Yeah.
Final thing I'll add, that Captain, I keep saying Captain America, Jesus Christ, Falcon and the Winter Soldier sequence. There's a moment where we see a sort of Captain America figure running out in a stadium, high-fiving a cheerleader, I think, some guy on the field. That is not Sam. He had white fingers. This guy had gloves on. Now, there was rumours that perhaps we would see some story bleeding off from a comic run. I can't recall what the comic was. I can't recall the name of the character. But the government weren't happy with Sam transitioning over and being Captain America in the, obviously, stead of Steve Rogers. They wanted a poster boy white American. And so they brought this guy in, and he was a sort of antagonistic figure. He became Captain America briefly, or the face of Captain America, not Captain America. And then he turned evil and villainous. Yeah, I think he had this. I don't know if he had the serum and whatnot, but it was a different character. I think we may be seeing some signs that may indeed be the case, because there's a white guy kicking about in a Captain America outfit. We see some bad blood by the looks of it between Bucky and Sam at one point, but then they're shaking hands and hugging, I think, at the end. Yeah. So I really am excited for this.
I can't remember the German character.
He's in it as well,
Yeah, from the Winter Soldier, wasn't it? Yeah. He's a fine actor. I can't remember his name. He was in Inglourious Bastards as well. He was really good in that as well. But yeah, John, I can't wait for this. This is going to be like I presume it's going to be like a spy thriller type television show, which is right down my street. And I miss Max Buddy as well. Hopefully with also Sebastian Stan and your man Anthony Mackie. But look, Stephen, really excited for these TV shows as a whole. But I am done speaking about them for now. I'm trying to get my iPad to work. It is not doing it. It's playing talk about God of Mischief. My iPad is a mischievous little shit. But look, moving on, Taskmaster, it's all about Black Widow. This is a sort of conjoined topic. First, going to get your thoughts on that little Super Bowl spot once again. Probably the standout moment, amongst some interesting moments, would be the Taskmaster Captain America move. He flips the shield up and grabs it. Now, this is, of course, a guy who sees other powers and he's able to mimic the power, copy it if you like. Because, of course, we had a moment from the first trailer where people were suggesting that he could be Clint Barton because he was holding the bow and arrow. But then we discovered wrong hand. So this is a guy who mimics other superheroes. So he's obviously seen Steve Rogers, Captain America, and he's seen him doing that cool little shield move. All it was missing from that, John, was the line, "I can do this all day." Yes. You know, and it was he's very cool character, it was reminiscent of the Captain America movie. You know, you can't ignore that, and it was obviously paying homage to the character as well. But the trailer as a whole was very interesting. We get to see Florence Pugh and some more action as well. It's going to be very important that these two characters gel very quickly. You know, obviously, you know, Black Widow and I can't remember her character's name. Florence Pugh. Can't remember. I can't recall. No, it doesn't matter. But the fact is, I think it's going to be very interesting to see the chemistry between the both of them as well. This is obviously set. These moments anyway are set before. I think they're set in the 90s initially. Yeah, and then before, it's between Civil War and I think Age of Ultron. Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting, John. As I said, you know, it was just a very brief teaser trailer, but it's given us what we want, you know, and I can't wait to. The more I see from you know, the trailers and the posters and, you know, these articles that come out, the more I can't wait to see this film. You know, I didn't think I would be that bothered about it, you know, and I thought perhaps. You know, the way that, you know, that Black Widow went out at the end of Endgame, you know, this was sort of a, you know, just a sort of
Throw a dog a bone.
A parting gift, for Scarlett Johansson, but it's not that at all.
No.
This character is one of the big players in the MCU, always has been. She may not have the superhero strength of some of the sort of larger life characters, but she's one of the more skilled, one of the more interesting characters as well. And the fact we're getting to see her backstory in this as well just adds to the character's sort of dimensions.
Yeah, and Stephen, look, some people would like that mysteriousness to remain with the character, but not for me.
Like Han Solo, yeah.
Like Han Solo. Yeah. Han Solo should have had his mysteriousness remain.
Yeah.
Much like Boba Fett. That's why I think both of us don't want to see a Boba Fett movie.
No.
Because you want that degree. Well, first of all, he's not that great a character. He's side set dressing, but you want the mysteriousness to remain. It's the same with Yoda and his species. Digress, getting into a completely different franchise there. I agree with you. It's going to be cool to see this character's backstory because she's such an interesting character, where she's came from, the real soul of the Avengers, if you like. Her and
I would say
Tony
so,
Stark, she's like a sort of emotional core to it. The journey she went on, so many different things happening, and the way she went out, that's going to lend even more emotiveness, if you like, or emotion. I think I've made a word up there to this movie.
Yelena Belova.
Belanova, yeah. Can't wait to see. Yeah, Belova, sorry. I can't wait to see Florence Pugh in this. We were speaking about her as well, Stephen, watching the trailer. What a journey this actress has went on. She's just incredible. One of the most hotly demanded actors out there at the moment. She was in, obviously, Little Women and whatnot. Just incredible. I can't wait to see her. I can't wait to see Rachel Weisz as well.
She was in that wrestling film you saw as well.
Yeah, Fight with My Family.
Yeah.
Really good in it. Yeah, I think she played Paige is the name of that wrestler. Stephen, though, there's a little interconnected topic here I want to discuss with you. Because the trailer was cool and I really enjoyed it, and I do echo what he says. So much going on. It was a movie I wasn't sure, like yourself, I needed 10 decades, I was about to say there, 10 years too late, some would say. But looking at it, Red Guardian and whatnot, this sort of nuanced relationship with a myriad of different characters, the Taskmaster villain, the action, it looks very, very cool indeed. But there is another villain within this movie. Now, I don't know if we both spoke about it.
I didn't,
I think we did. I think we both broke it down on a hero show.
I cannot remember talking about Iron Maiden.
No, it wasn't Iron Maiden, but it was a concept of leaked scripts for this, or a leaked story for Black Widow. Okay. And this concept that there could be a turn for Rachel Weisz's character in this movie. She could be playing a villainous hand. That's a terrible turn of phrase. A villainous heel turn. I'll use a wrestling term, seeing as though you mentioned Fighting with My Family. Seems to be confirmed here. Some eagle-eyed users on Twitter have spotted a slip from perhaps Disney Marvel with Twitter emojis, revealing that Rachel Weisz's character is in actual fact Melina Vostokov, who is Iron Maiden.
I don't think it's teased it, John. They've let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, they've completely let the cat out of the bag.
They've actually put the wording right next to the character.
Yes, I just looked at it.
Also known as Iron Maiden. John, I'm pretty sure
that was Screen Rant, was it?
The avid comic book fans out there know this anyway. It's very interesting. Former KGB as well. So she's obviously got a similar background to Black Widow, and will be as skilled as her as well. It's a very cool costume though, John.
She's very jilted.
Very Doctor Doom look
well.
Yeah. But it's again, it's just showing us once again, these characters, that when the first 4 phases or 3 phases, I can't mind what phase we're in. We've done 3, so we were just scratching the surface, really, weren't we? Because there's all these colourful characters out there that, people like ourselves, I always use the term layman's because I don't like to portray ourselves as comic book experts. We do a hero show, but it is predominantly about television and film comic book stuff. So I'm looking forward to this, John. It's an interesting tie-in as well, and Rachel Weisz, fantastic actor. I was surprised to see her actually been involved, in the MCU as well, but very much like Angelina Jolie. I didn't think,
I keep saying Salma Hayek, Penelope Cruz.
But the thing is, John, it just shows you the appeal this universe has to these actors. We've already had the likes of Michelle Pfeiffer in there as well, and it's just great to see another well-known actor coming into this universe with a very interesting character as well.
Absolutely, Stephen. I think that's a great choice for her to come in and portray this conflicted character who seems to be seething underneath a facade of niceness, for sort of generosity and niceness in the trailers anyway. We're all back together, one big happy family sitting at a table with obviously David Harbour's Red Guardian, but deep down she's got a real hatred for Black Widow.
Yeah.
And what she's achieved. She's, according to the Marvel wiki, which I just read before I came on, she is jilted at the sort of success of Black Widow, her being left in her shadow, and she seeks to go and kill her. Basically, I think there's a group of assassins go after her, and she's the last remaining one that seeks to kill her. Interestingly, they say that Jimmy Woo actually thwarts her in the comics.
Yeah.
Now, we have heard that your man Randall Park is coming back to the MCU once again. They didn't suggest or state which project it was he would pop up in. He obviously did have a close connection with Scott Lang. He was the sort of
was
FBI.
great. Yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah, he was a comedic relief in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Great character, really enjoyed him. Just continually, he was almost like Home Alone-esque with the what is it, Sticky Bandits. He never could quite get his hands into Scott Lang in that movie. He was always one step ahead, like Macaulay Culkin, Kev McAllister, whatever you want to call it. Could he be appearing in this though, and could he be a primary side character and thwarting this, what's her name, Melina Vostokov, and stopping Black Widow from meeting a grisly end? I cannot wait to see the character. I cannot wait to see Rachel Weisz bringing her acting chops. It's going to be a great role for her. Such a great cast as well. I hope it's not true what we heard from that leaked script that David Harbour's character is a bit of a butt of the joke. He's not got a meaty role, because I really like David Harbour as well.
Yeah.
Funny guy, good actor, and this Red Guardian character looks amazing. I want to see him swiping the dust off like Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, off his suit, which still fits, and doing some damage. But what do you think about this Jimmy Woo character perhaps popping up in this movie? Secret cameo and saving Black Widow.
Yeah, I mean,
we can't have that.
No, I mean, it doesn't have to be as big a role as he had in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but. And a lot of people may say, it's kind of shrinking the universe a little, using FBI it wasn't it? FBI, I mean, from that point of view, I get it, but he's such a great character, and he was one of the standouts. You've got to remember, Ant-Man and the Wasp had a whole host of colourful characters in it. It was jam-packed with actors, it was jam-packed with these characters as well. For some reason, his character just stood out for me. Just the humour wasn't daft, it wasn't silly. It kind of fits well with the MCU humour, and that might be to do with the fact he was playing off Paul Rudd, which I think worked really well. It really depends, John, the sort of tone of this film as well, and who he'll be playing off. David Harbour, if you're mentioning that kind of comic relief, he could be playing off him then, I think he needs that for that character to work. So he's going to have some kind of comic relief in there. He's going to have someone to bounce off of to make his character work, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
well, they say in this article on MarvelFandom.com, the wiki, that he stopped the death of, obviously, God, I forgot about that name, Natasha Romanoff, with a squadron of S.H.I.E.L.D. members. So he's an FBI agent in the current MCU.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear to have any connections with S.H.I.E.L.D. So don't know how that would work. I'd love to see Jimmy Woo coming into this movie though in some role, because he's a great character, as you did say. But look, I ain't got much more to add to that topic, Stephen, so I feel like we should move on to the
5 minutes to spare, John.
5 minutes to spare on this intriguing little story from one James Gunn. I can't get the goddamn article. I know it's about James Gunn though.
Yeah.
If I can find it, you may be able to save me.
Listen, John, it says James Gunn says no CGI costumes in the Suicide Squad. This is obviously him confirming that they will be using practical costumes. I didn't know that was such a thing, although I did know that Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern suit was obviously rendered with CGI.
And kind of white Avengers Endgame suits were CGI,
and those probably those gold things in Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy were probably like that as well, but I'm glad John, now this is something that I always like to see, that they're using practical effects, in this case practical costumes. It was always pleasing to know that J.J. Abrams was going to use practical effects in The Force Awakens. After all the CG heavy of the prequels, it was good to see, they're bringing back to basics. I don't really want to see CGI costumes. I think it's a bit naff. It's unnecessary as well. I get perhaps maybe that a suit may have to do something. It might have to react to heat or the cold or something like that, and you get that kind of effect. There's nothing to say they can't put a bit of green screen on the chest plate or whatever, and they can work with that, but a whole CGI suit doesn't work for me. It looks, You remember the way that Mark Ruffalo looked in Infinity War on Wakanda?
Yeah.
It was like his head was floating, and I hated that.
Was that when he was in that big mechanical?
Yeah, it's
thing,
when he said, you're all in for it now when Thor arrives. And it just looks like a floating head. It just doesn't look right at all. And it was the same with the Green Lantern. It just looked ridiculous. It dates very quickly as well. So I'm glad to see that they're using a sensible head in this choice.
See, I didn't even know the Green Lantern was a CGI suit. That's blown my mind. I've not seen that movie in a long time. I wouldn't suggest anyone who's not seen the movie at all ever going back to watch the movie. It was shite. God awful. Even Ryan Reynolds admits it was god awful.
Yeah.
A man who has no issues pointing the gun at his head and slagging hell out of himself, which is a great sign of a man who's comfortable in his own skin.
Yeah.
But he's going to get destroyed with that wife anyway. Those two are back and forth. But look, I digress, Stephen. I agree with you once again. Great to see that James is utilising practical effects. I was speaking last week about The Thing potentially being remade. I think they're doing a remake of The Thing. And they were speaking in that article about how there was some tragic remake, I think in the early 2000s, spin-off, and it never seemed to work. And it's almost like the Terminator franchise as well. You can't recapture that era because it was all practical effects, and add something to it. There's something real, because it is real. It's tangible, you can touch it, and it works different in actual movies. When the camera's on it, it just looks different. We've seen it with the Corridor Crew and whatnot, speaking about CGI, and sometimes, even though we have the technology to have full CGI, sometimes the best blend is practical with a little dollop of CGI in there, because you've got the realness, you can touch it, like what they did in Endgame. It's so intangible, you can't even tell it was. I didn't even know those white suits were CGI'd. Found out afterwards, after I'd seen the movie twice, obviously.
Yeah,
they put them on and they looked real, but that's because the people are actually there, the suits they're wearing are actually there, the CGI'd a different look on. No issues with that, but look, I am so excited for this movie. I cannot wait to see what your man James Gunn is doing with it. The blend of comedy, the blend of music, all of these characters who are in it. I'm looking at the background here. You get the likes of, I think, what was it? Shark Man or something, or Rat Man, I think it was. Polka Dot Man. Yeah. Seeing all of these characters, we've seen what this guy can do with Guardians of the Galaxy, also with Rocket and Groot. Taking, what the hell is it? Drax, Dave Bautista's character. Bringing these colourful, wondrous, strange array of characters together, and what magic he can make with it. Yeah. It's going to be incredible. I can't wait to see it. And again, look, we're seeing the early reviews of Birds of Prey. DC are really getting their skates on. They're getting their acts together. They are doing very well with these new movies. Hopefully this is a continuation. They're not bringing a guy like this on to do a shite job. This man's going to hit it out the park. Yep. And JJ's there now as well, so all's looking well for DC, and I'm happy about that. Stephen, I don't know if you have much more to add. You don't, so we shall round up the show on that note, because we are right out of time. What the hell did you guys make about the 3 topics we spoke about today? What's your thoughts on that collab of different little teaser TV spots, if you'd like, for the Disney Plus Marvel TV shows? What was your thoughts on Black Widow and Taskmaster and the other things we spoke about? If you get anything to say about James Gunn and his practical effects suits, if you'd like, if you've got anything to say at all, you can comment below and let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, and you can subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. And if you do, you'll see me and Stephen again tomorrow for MBE Movie News.